Darken the screen. Okay, we have started the recording. We are darkening the screen, and here we go.
You're watching SchreckTeck, where tech is Shrekky. This show is sponsored by Synapse 3DI at www.synapse3di.com and by Relate Corporation at www.relate.com.
And good morning, everyone. This is SchreckTeck, episode number
27, 28? What are we?
29. I think we're 29 this week.
29 already. We're almost 30.
And,
Woo!
and next to me is Gina Schreck.
Okay. Sorry, everyone. Everyone is excited. And you know what? We really have to remove all sound effects apps from both of us because I think we're getting carried away.
That's true.
Ooh, I like that one.
I know. But today I'm very excited because, you know, every Tuesday I get excited. I love on Tuesdays we get to get geeky, talk tech, talk ways to market our business using these tech tools. And today I have someone with us as a guest that's really, it's a fun story of how Tammy and I even met. We have Tammy Hawk Bridges, and her company is called Social Heavy.
Hi, Tammy. How are you?
I'm great. How are you, Rick?
Welcome, first
Good.
of all.
Good.
And Tammy is coming to us from Alabama. But Tammy and I were connected on Facebook, and through just my Getting Geeky page. I don't even think we had connected on a personal connection because we didn't know each other, but we were connected on my Getting Geeky page. And one day I put on my Getting Geeky page on Facebook, let's do a tour of everyone's pages. If everyone wants to put their business page link here, we'll all go tour each other's pages, kind of like an open house, and then come back and post here what you found that you liked. What did you learn from looking at other pages, how they're set up, what apps they're using? And I started clicking on everybody's links, and one of the links was Social Heavy. And the moment I landed on her Facebook page, I was amazed, and I was envious, and I immediately knew I had to do business with Tammy. So that is how we first met. And I don't remember how long ago that was, Tammy, but immediately I contacted her and said...
It was a long time ago, yeah.
Was it like a year ago?
I think it was about 8 months ago, yeah, pretty close.
And I had Tammy rebrand the Getting Geeky page, and they did the whole logo with the fun little, I always call her Sherman and Peabody, because that's what it reminds me of, that cartoon, Sherman and Peabody. And so Tammy, you know, tell us about because you are a branding and internet company, but you do some really cool things with POW marketing. So tell us what your company does.
Well, first of all, just really quickly, the PAL thing, I'm a graphic artist and I love to do photo art, and I'm a huge Andy Warhol fan. And so the whole PAL thing sort of came from that. I love cartoon pictures and things like that. So that was just sort of the thing that I chose. But and it was a direct alignment with what we started out doing in the beginning, and that was we make your Facebook go POW.
Right.
I learned very quickly that, of course, only a year ago this month, actually, that Social Heavy came about. But a year it's been a long time. A lot has changed in that year. But back then, very few people understood the capability to brand their business in Facebook. And so basically the idea was, you know, we can take your existing graphics and maybe turn it up a notch, or maybe create something completely different and have a whole new other dynamic Facebook presence. Because let's face it, Facebook is where it's happening. It's where you're actually, it's a web presence for your business, just like your website. But the thing is, you're actually having a conversation in real time.
Right.
So the whole idea is, you know, a lot of people are overlooking that opportunity, and the whole thing, you know, my whole message is, why not put the same thought and same creativity that you put into your web presence, your traditional website, into your Facebook page.
Right. And you do more than Facebook pages, because I know.
Yes, we do now. We do now. I mean,
Yeah.
That's, at the end of the day, I'm a businesswoman, and let's face it, it's easier when you start out a business and you target. And that was, Facebook just started out being my thing, and I really learned it and did it well and really enjoyed it. And then slowly we started to branch out. Of course, now, we take that same branding mentality, and we also teach our clients to do great branding wherever they are on the internet, whether it be through blogs or YouTube,
Twitter.
You name it.
Now,
Yeah.
Tammy, what do you think of the new Google Plus?
I think it's fine. I'm going to be honest and say I don't know a whole lot about it. I will say that as an SEO person, I'm excited about that opportunity. I'm really anxious to see what their business product's going to be like. Rumor has it it's supposed to be out by the end of this month.
Oh, that's pretty quick. Okay.
Yeah.
So
Business
I've seen
pages.
models. I saw a little bit of things that have been leaked out a little bit. I'm hoping that they do something impressive. We'll see.
Yeah, and I'm always looking at, especially with Twitter, Facebook, things that you get this news feed that comes scrolling in.
Mm-hmm.
My statement I always make is, does your face or your profile picture stop traffic? And we always wanted a face to stop traffic, but I think it's a really important
in a good way.
Yeah, which when we take a headshot, sometimes we're not keeping in mind, or when we're designing our logo, we're not keeping in mind that there's a million of them passing by the eyeballs of our market. What makes people stop and look at yours? And I think the way you design things, you really do. I have to say, the moment I saw your page, it stops traffic.
Well, the whole goal is that, of course, that is always my primary goal, and I'm always disappointed in a client that doesn't want to do that for whatever reason.
Right.
But it's that, and no matter where you see my company on the web, I want you to see branding consistency, no matter where I am. I want you to I want you to see something and not necessarily know my name's attached to that and know that's my company. Right.
Which that's a really good point. And when we talk about video, this is where I think we start losing some of that, because number one, we can be inexperienced, how to use video. I see, and I know you and I have talked about this, we see so many bad videos. I mean, video is such an important medium right now to get your message out, and then people just do things where you have bad audio, or they put the camera down low and it's looking up their nose, and it's just and then their brand is a professional image brand, and I think there's little things that we can do to really make video pop.
Yes.
Do you have tips that you give people on that?
Well, yeah, and here's the thing. We just recently, come out with a new product. It's called VideoPow, and because we've taken the branding and we're putting it now into the videos. But here's the thing. First of all, about video, you and I have talked about how I'm a little bit reluctant on video. I'm not real comfortable just yet. And I'm trying to work better with that. I mean, the funny thing is I can address and speak to an audience of hundreds of people and not have any problem with that, but put a video camera in my face and I freeze. I don't know why that is, and I'm working through that. I don't want people to ever be afraid of doing video. I don't think it should ever be perfect. I think it's fine. But the thing about it is do your video, but market it correctly. For example, when you load it up to YouTube, it should be loaded up to a channel.
Right.
And when you load it up to your channel, then you want to make sure that you tag it appropriately. You want to make sure that you have some sort of a keyword strategy. A lot of people don't understand the tremendous amount of search engine optimization that's there. And also, too, in your keywords, when you're naming your video, Also, to use some of the great tools that are there in YouTube. For example, you can link one video to another, which encourages your audience to continue to engage with you. You can add annotations that will drive them to your Facebook or things of that nature. There's just so many incredible ways to use Facebook. Here's one of my favorite examples. You know, we all like to beef up our Facebook. We all want to have a lot of Facebook followers.
Right.
The thing about it is, unless you buy structured advertising through Facebook, it's really difficult. They don't like for you to sit on your Facebook page and say, oh, well, if you'll have your friends like my page, we'll put you in a drawing or something of that perspective. They don't like for you to do that. It's actually against their rules, and for good reason. They make revenue off you paying to advertise. So one of the things you can do is you can do those sorts of things, but do it outside of Facebook structure. For example, on a video, say, hey, if you'll come to my Facebook page and sign up for blah, 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 we'll enter you in our sweepstakes, and that way you're driving traffic to your Facebook. So there's just so many different ways you can use a video.
Yeah, and you said something about, it's so important, number one, to have a channel on YouTube, not just load videos randomly, but
and let me tell you why that's a really good thing. For example, one of the things that I do is Facebook page design. That's a very small element of my company. We do a lot of different stuff now, but that's a very important element of my company.
That's right. You did mine.
Yeah, so if I did a video, for example, let's just say that I did a video talking about Facebook page design, why you should do it, or whatever. And then I just sent you a link to that video.
Right.
Let me tell you what's going to happen. My link, you're going to be watching my video, and over on the right there is going to be all these links from other people that are my competitors with their videos.
That's right.
You never want to do that. You never want to share a video that way. What you want to do is share the link in your channel. That way,
which is different. It's a different URL.
That's right. And when that person comes to your channel, they're engaged only with you, which is what you want.
Which is interesting, because someone asked me that the other day. They said that typically you don't want to put videos on your on your Facebook page or on your website, because it takes people off of your site and takes them to YouTube. But I said, but if it's within a channel, you're still within your brand.
Well, also too, I know on my blog, when you watch a video,
it's embedded.
It's embedded, so it's on my blog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like on Facebook, it takes them away.
Well
now, you talked about tagging videos. It's so important to fill out all the information on that edit screen of a YouTube channel. But, I found a site, and it is a keyword tool just for YouTube. And I think this is a really helpful tool for people. And you can put in the URL for your video, and it will base it on what is in your video, what words because, another thing I tell people is when you're speaking in your video, it's transcribed, and Google transcribes it for the hearing impaired. So those words, even that you're speaking, can be keyword loaded. But there's a tool, and it's ads.youtube. I'll put it on the notes here in the chat room, and then I'll also put it on our show notes. But it's ads.youtube.com/keyword_tool. So it's kind of long, but it's basically just like the keyword tool on Google, but this is just for YouTube. And it's helpful to take those keywords, make sure I'm assuming you want them in your description, you want to put a link in there. What other places can you put your keywords or things that you can do in that edit area to be found?
Well, also, too, keep in mind that those same tags can be embedded into your blog or your website to kind of work in partnership with that.
So are you saying you put those same keywords on your website into the tags?
Yes.
On your blog?
Because I was talking with a client yesterday. Google's algorithm is very different than YouTube. They work very differently, but still the keywords should be consistent. And also too, one thing you need to be aware of is, for example, I work with a lot of professional speakers. Don't make your first keyword professional speaker.
Right.
Because let's face it, Google that.
Yeah.
You're not going to come up. It's a lot. It's a free-for-all. You need to be very strategic about your keywords, and because you want to make sure that you're actually coming up. I mean, also, what's a good exercise before you even come up with your keyword strategy in YouTube? Try going ahead and putting in some key phrases and very targeted as possible, and seeing, if you have everybody that is a speaker has speakers that they consider competitors.
Right.
See if they're coming up in that realm, and then see where you come up, and just kind of spend some time coming up with some sort of a strategy. Don't just enter in phrases. Don't just enter in words just because they're relevant.
Yeah, they could be even questions.
Yeah, absolutely.
Or whole, I remember putting a tag in one of my blog posts, and I think it was on a video, of how to create a Facebook page without a personal profile. And that was the whole tag. I mean, it was a keyword phrase. So I think people are thinking of keywords, it has to be one word. It can be a whole phrase. It could be a sentence, a question. And that blog and that video got more hits than others because of that. So I think that's really important, is taking the time to add in some of your tags, keywords, phrases into your video, not only in the description, but also in where it says tags. And it gives you, I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. When you load a video, just take some time to fill those out. And I think it really does make a difference on there. But explain what the VideoPow, because you do something really unique with a video, and then I want to talk about people who are video shy. But what is the VideoPow?
Well, first of all, obviously we came out with Facebook Pow, and that's sort of the thing that that I'm known for. And my son Evan is a very talented video editor and also an illustrator. And so we thought of a really unique, really cool product that's inexpensive, that can really make, well, one of my favorite slogans is, I make small companies look big.
Right.
And that's sort of a great tool for that. So basically, anybody these days has the means to make a video. I mean, I can make really good videos from my handheld.
Right.
So it's not a question of, having the means to make one. What we do is you send us that video, and we can put in a really cool, funky, not necessarily funky, depends on your business, but that always scares people. But
intro, a fun, or an intro that stands out.
Serious, actually upscale and branding your business. You can do like a really cool intro, and then something really cool happening in between, like a branding message or logo that's consistent while you're talking on your video, and then a cool close to that video. And it just really it adds some really cool dynamic to your company. It really brands you on the web. The thing is, for me, people think that social media branding is just for big companies like Starbucks and Target and things like that, but it's not. It's for every business. And we make that affordable for every business.
And here's something that happened to me last Friday. I went to actually help a client. Now, I told them I would be there just to help direct the video. We were doing a welcome video for their Facebook page, and they were supposed to hire a professional videographer. And actually, they have one on staff. It's a hotel, so they had the videographer. Well, I got there on Friday, and the videographer, they had forgotten to line that person up. So I said, I always have a flip camera with me. I had a flip camera, and I had a monopod to hold it a little more steady. So those were my only tools. I had no fancy equipment. Literally, well, I had my iPad, which came in handy. I had my iPad, a flip camera, and the monopod. So I put the camera on the monopod, and we did a video of the general manager outside the hotel. And then I was able to just spin the monopod so that it was still steady, but it was decent. Again, this was not professionally done. We went inside and got some shots of the property inside. I came back, and which ties into people who are a little video shy. On my computer, again, not everybody likes to do this stuff. I love video editing. I think I miss my calling on that because I love it.
I don't like to do it, but I don't have to.
I get carried away and I do too much on it. But it was interesting with we had no lighting set up that wasn't already there. And the sound, I was worried that the sound would not be, because I didn't have a mic to get close enough. So I took my iPad, I opened up Evernote, and on Evernote, I just called that file welcome video, and then I hit the audio record. And I had somebody stand next to the GM out of the picture, but just in case I wanted to pull that audio to boost it and replace it if the audio that I was getting wasn't good enough.
Oh.
And it was interesting, just kind of the hack job that I did, and it came out really, I mean, I have to say,
didn't it?
It came out really nice. And like you're saying, it's little things like an intro coming in.
Things, and it makes it look amazing. Like, you know, like I said, anybody that made a video from their flip camera or whatever, they can send it to us. We make it look, you know, we put in things like that, and then we send it back to you in a file, or we upload it straight to your YouTube channel. And then it looks like a professional shot your video.
It did. Now, there's one tool that I found that was really cool because they had a corporate video that I really liked, the intro and the closing. It had a nice corporate logo and a really great ending. Now, they didn't have that file, but it was online. So I went online. Now, there's a tool, a website called TubGet. TUBGET. And I found out about this actually through my daughter, who's always pulling content off of you know, YouTube and stuff. TubGet pulls YouTube content, and I believe it's any content, but you put the URL in from YouTube, and it actually pulls it onto, and it asks you what format. So whether you want it in an AVI or an MOV. Again, most non-technical people have no idea what format they should pull it into, but I pulled it off of the internet, and I used a piece of the intro and the closing for their video. So again, it took a hack video and it added that beginning, like you're saying that you guys do, that made it pull together. And then I put music in the background, and I took out a lot of his speaking and made, you know. So I think if you're afraid to be on video, I think there's even ways that you can narrate and show visuals, whether it's screenshots or whether it's you know, visuals, and you can put narration to it.
Right. It don't necessarily have to be on camera.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be you all the time on camera. And I think people forget that. If it's their business, they think it has to be them. But if you don't like being in front of the camera, maybe you interview someone on video, sharing a couple tips. And remember, short. 2 minutes is
yeah. We tell our clients, you know, if you go over 3 minutes, that's suicide.
And really, and I even told the general manager, who had about 30 minutes worth of content he wanted to share, I said, the reality is on a Facebook page, people will maybe watch 30 minutes unless it's really good. I mean, it has to be so engaging, funny, or engaging visually that it's going to keep me past 30 seconds. Otherwise, I'm clicking on your wall already.
Right.
You know, so keep that in mind as well. Any other tips that you have as far as making video really stand out?
Well, it's always good. I was just studying last night about, you know, what exactly is content? What exactly is that? And that's what social media is all about. It's about sharing. It's about content. So, you know, think about, at the end of the day, your videos should be sharing something that is of tremendous, well, not necessarily tremendous, but of good value to the people who are watching it.
Yeah, and I think any business can come up with this. I mean, we just...
Absolutely.
I mean, we're working with right now a really interesting variety of clients. We took on 4 funeral homes that in the last couple weeks, and I said, I would love to see you guys create some videos of tips to do living trust. You know, what are some tips when we're looking into that? Or what are some tips that you can give us? I know, Rick, you were probably ready for a sarcastic comment on that one.
No.
But I I mean, it's hard for me to keep, serious with it. But I said, what if you created a short, 1-minute video on how to pack up? What's a good way to help your parents pack up 40 years worth of living into, an assisted living space? Or, what are tips on grief recovery? I mean, even in the funeral business, there's lots of video tips that someone could provide. And I would rather listen to somebody talking, because you start building relationship, versus just read a blog post.
Sure.
So I think anybody, and we have a fitness center, and a fitness center that we're setting up their social media. And I said, I want to see 30-second tips. I want to be able to put out the proper way to do a crunch video. Here's what you can do while you're in the car, fitness video. I mean, I can think of 100 videos for her. So in any business, what tip can you give via video? And then, like you said, put a consistent brand to it. A message in the front of your video that's just a couple seconds. I mean, what's the length of your intro?
Well, it depends. We have a product that's just a logo, and it's 3 to 7 seconds, and then we have one that's more informational, which is 30 seconds long. Of course, that product is designed to be a video that's on a website landing page, or on a Facebook landing page, or maybe the opening video for your YouTube channel. Those videos, are really big videos in your branding strategy, and they should be more detailed. So it just depends. We have so many different steps and so many different parts. I mean, it really is a little overwhelming. It literally is custom driven for every client. Every client's a custom video based on what they need.
Now, Larry in the chat room just asked, and this is a great point, because I think it always looks more complicated than it is how do you capture Skype interview videos for using as a product? And I remember thinking this was the hardest thing. But on my Mac, I use Call Recorder, and Call Recorder is a free tool that's added onto Skype. Rick, what do you use for PC? Is it VodBurner?
VodBurner works pretty well.
But that's not free, is it?
There is a free version, but it's branded.
So it has.
I think if you pay it's a really small amount. It's like $100 a year, if even that much, and then you can get rid of the branding.
So and really, all you're doing is, and I believe in Skype, if you go up to the tools, you can add on these apps. So anytime you open Skype, it automatically, like when I opened Skype this morning on my PC, I have the little, it's asking if I want to record. Immediately it'll bring up a little player with the record button. Do you want to record this call? Now, when we're looking at it, like right now, I'm just seeing Rick's still photo, although...
You are?
Yeah, I don't see your video.
Oh, you're not seeing the video through Skype. You're seeing it through Wirecast. Right.
Yeah, right. I see it on Justin's screen. But when I'm looking at my screen talking, I see my video below, and then above I see yours. But in a normal Skype interview, if you're doing this for a video for your product, 2 people right now, unless you want to pay for the business Skype, 2 people is what you're going to have, and typically you're seeing them on top of each other like this. But when it's recorded, magic happens. I don't know technically why you can't see it on the screen like you would see it when it's done, but when it's recorded, it's always side by side.
Right.
And there is a formula that whoever initiates the call, I want to say, is on the left side.
They are. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so whoever initiates the call, so if that person calls you, they're going to be on the left. So that helps if you want to, point at them or look at them while they're talking or something.
So
I tried to do that, and then it came out that I was looking away the whole time.
What, Tammy? Gina, hold on. Gina, hold on. Well, I'm sorry, Tammy, what were you saying?
I was asking her, what was that application again that she uses for that? You say call forwarding?
Call Recorder.
Call Recorder?
And there's a couple of them, because there's Call Burner, there's Call Recorder, there's VodBurner. So it depends on if you're on PC or Mac. Because I don't believe VodBurner is Mac. I could be wrong.
I'm not sure. I don't think it is.
VOD burner is PC still. They may have come out with, and then call recorder is on Mac. But again, I use the free version, and all you do is hit record, and as soon as you're finished with the call, it saves it in your movie file on a Mac anyway. It saves it as the caller's name, call with Tammy. So it's easy to even find, and then you pull it into editing just like you would any movie. Rick, when you do it on a PC, because I haven't done it on a PC in a long time, I used to use Camtasia, does it save it as a specific type of file?
You can do, I think, an AVI or a couple of other types of files. And Camtasia works too. That's another choice. If you have Camtasia, that's a really good way to record conversations, and it'll record your audio and everything. So there's a lot of choice, but that will cost you a little bit more.
Right, but if you're trying to edit your video, you need some editing software, which Camtasia would do that. Okay.
Yep.
But I think it's that's how you capture the video, and then again you would put in your intro and your closing brand to your video, and I mean that's why again I love my Mac. I can add tags, which again you can do on Camtasia. You have to have some editing software. I think
but there's just so many amazing things that a complete amateur can do.
Yeah. Now, Tammy, what kind of editing tools do you use as far as video?
We use After Effects. Mm-hmm. I think I'm saying that right.
Yep.
Am I saying that right?
Good old Adobe After Effects.
Yeah, I think it's Adobe After Effects.
And is that on PC?
He uses another product too, but I can't. The name of it leaves me. I'm blown away by the whole. I don't want nothing to do with it, but he's really good at it. So that's his thing. Also, too, one other thing I wanted to mention too, Gina, that's really good for video, and that's testimonial marketing from your clients.
True.
That is an amazing marketing tool. I mean, again, almost everybody has the means to make a little small video.
Now, do you find it hard to get testimonials? Like, we have clients that are very large companies, and they're not allowed. They're flat out not allowed to get on and do testimonials. It's really a shame because some of them would, and they're not allowed to, I guess, for whatever rules or regulations or whatever else they have.
Sure. I deal with mainly small companies, so it's not a big deal for me. I guess I could see why you would.
Well, and if you're not in person with people, because if as a speaker or a trainer, it's easy to get people right after to say, would you mind giving me a video testimonial? But what if you don't? See, this again might be a place, I'm trying to think, would it be appropriate to do a Skype?
That's what made me think of that. Because you could literally have that other person on, you can maybe be having a conversation, and you could get their permission, and you could tape that. I mean, maybe you use it for that purpose. Right.
And another thing that I've learned is people love video. They're more engaged in video where there's activity going on. So when you're the man on the street interview type thing, people will be more engaged with that video than they will a talking head sitting at their desk. So something to keep in mind, can you take your video to the streets and go out and actually experience your service or interview people out there? And, you know, it might be set, obviously you can stage it, but keep in mind if it's moving background, usually more interesting.
Oh, sure.
And in fact, look at it this way. Every time you want to buy a new product, where do we go first?
Google. Like usually Google.
Or YouTube. Yeah. A lot of people go to YouTube to get that product video to find, or reviews. From people. It's the quickest way to find out what a product looks like, how it acts, and it's powerful. And nothing beats video.
Oh, that is a good point.
Yeah, we're visual creatures, and it's. I think I was reading the other day that 78% of people are more likely to engage with content if it's a video. They'll click play, but they might not read it, but they'll click play to watch the video.
And I like video because I can listen. The other day I was trying to learn Photoshop Element. And I downloaded, I bought Photoshop Element, and I thought, how am I going to learn this? I need to learn a few features on it. I went to YouTube, clicked on all these different tutorials. And what I liked is I can listen to a piece, press pause, and then do.
Exactly.
Press play, then press pause. So, you know, are there things we could be teaching that people can find us, which then could lead to paid business if we give a little bit of free tutorial tips away.
Sure. You know what I call that? I call that little pink spoon.
The little pink spoon?
Yeah. You know how Baskin Robbins, they gave away the little samples of ice cream on the little pink spoon?
I love it.
That's what I call my little pink spoon. It's what you do. It's how you create relationships in social media.
I love that. That's such a smart idea. And I think there are people who are afraid of giving things away. Now, for those people who work within an organization, again, I think there's so many creative ways you can do video. One client that I worked with, their training department created tea time with training. And they did every week, they just sat in a little area of their training department, and they had a little tea setting, and they would sit there and discuss some of the things that were coming up that training would be offering. And it became this brand within their organization that people looked forward to. And I thought it was brilliant, a brilliant use of video within an organization. And videotaping executives or management team members and leaders saying, what do you know now that you didn't know when you first started? And those type of videos, you can create little mini brands within your organization.
Absolutely. There's so many, I'm trying to think of something compelling off the top of my head because there's so many different ones, but look at some of the amazing things that companies have done with social media. Yeah. It's crazy.
I think what prevents companies from doing some of this is they think that it has to be perfect and that they have to spend a lot of money hiring a video crew. Nothing wrong with that.
It's all about transparency, though. It's all about being real. That's
real.
What people love. Why do you think reality television is the most popular thing in our country? It's because people like to, although I'm going to say that's not really real TV anymore. Obviously, it's very scripted.
Right.
But people like seeing people that are real.
That's a really good point.
That's
and I think
videos don't have to be perfect. They don't have. Show people who you really are.
Yeah, and we're a YouTube society. We're used to watching YouTube videos, so we're not looking for perfect. And I think if I see one that's produced, I almost feel like it's too produced, and they might be trying to sell me something.
Sure.
I don't know.
Y'all don't want to watch that.
They are trying to sell you something.
Yeah.
They are trying to sell you.
Yeah. Now, Rick, how do you guys use video?
Social media is not about infomercials. I can get that off television.
Right. That's true. I don't need an infomercial. Rick, do you guys use a lot of video within your organization?
We do. We do a lot of video for customers in terms of corporate video. A lot of training videos. We use videos. We do a lot of podcasting. Aside from our shows here, we do a lot of other technical podcasting. We use videos a lot. I love video. Video is great. We've got a whole run and shoot operation where we can take any kind of video. We've got a lot of equipment invested. We've probably got about 40, 50 grand of just equipment invested in video. So we like video. Video's fun.
Yeah. Video's fun. We love video.
And that said, let's move on to our last segment because we're running at about 45 minutes already.
Oh, look at us. Apps. We love apps. Okay, so this app that I've been playing with is called MadPad. And I just discovered MadPad, and it's great if you have kids. Well, it may not be great because then they'll drive you crazy, but you can actually create, there's 12 little windows, and you create 12 different sound effects, and then it saves them as a set. So you can use just one by itself. That's two. Or you can play them all by running your hand across them, and you can share them. You can say, share them with the world, and it'll put them out in the public, and there's some already loaded from the public, such as grocery store sound effects or somebody making coffee sound effects. So I thought it was a really fun app and a good way, again, to create some sound effects that you might be able to incorporate into some fun video.
And you can also record yourself and film yourself doing things and then add that as part of your sound effects. You've got video sound effects with it, which is actually kind of fun.
I saw that because every time you create a sound effect, it is videotaping you.
It is.
But why would you have your video? What do you do with that?
Oh, they're just really goofy.
Okay,
that's just have fun. It's just
okay.
Just for fun. Yeah,
it's kind of a video version of Mad Libs.
Yeah, it was really. I think it's a fun app, and I can.
There's another one called Video Rhythm, which is the same thing.
And that's an app on the iPad?
Yeah, I think it's called Video Rhythm.
Wow, there's just too much. It's too much.
And they're fun.
Yeah. Video Rhythm.
I'm writing that down. Video Rhythm.
You have that one?
No, I'm writing that down. I'm going to take that out. I guess I could just listen to this recording again, huh?
That's right.
Or go to SchreckTeck fan page on which this is the one I think Evan needs to draw a little characterization of Rick and I for our Facebook page. But MadPad and Video Rhythm. Okay. Okay, so what other apps can you not live without? Any of your favorite apps, Tammy?
My favorite, well, I'm a bit of a foodie, so I love pulling up my All Recipes app while I'm in the grocery store. And I can look at my recipe right there and get the ingredients that I need. Love it.
That's very cool. I just thought of something going back to sound effects with Halloween coming up. Larry was listening to Halloween music. You could do some scary, for maybe an upcoming video.
That's interesting. Like that idea.
There's
just too many wonderful things we can do. Like that.
Or you can just throw them in randomly and like that. I like that. Yeah, I think those are fun apps. Again, when you're creating videos, think of, even in post-production, are there things that you can do to enhance the video and make it more engaging or fun to listen to, or professional? I mean, it doesn't always have to be fun.
Right.
And I know there are people who don't believe in that.
Just find little ways to incorporate, your brand or the structure of your company, who you are. It just makes it more interesting.
Yeah. It's interesting. Jeff was saying there was a session that he attended at the Learning Solutions in March, and it showed a great video that was done only on the iPhone, the whole thing. And I have done that on my iPad, where I created the video on my iPad, edited it on my iPad, and play with them. There's so many great apps. Videolicious is a great app on an iPad and iPhone that allows you to do some short little video messages to people. I know. I like it too. I was like, oops, I touched it without knowing. So, I think we don't need we don't need expensive equipment. We just need some fun apps. But how can we get a hold of you? I know on Twitter you are.
I am at T-Hawk Bridges on Twitter.
It's
at Social Heavy on Facebook.
Okay, because you know what's terrible? I put out the wrong Twitter handle for a couple days.
Did you?
I put at Social Heavy. So whoever this British woman is that has the Social Heavy account, and it's T-Hawk Bridges on Twitter.
Right.
Yeah. Social Heavy.
On Facebook.
On Facebook. It's very serious.
And that's our goodbye music.
Oh, come on. We could do better than that. Woo! Woo, Tammy!
Thank you so much.
Tammy, thank you so much. This has been great. Lots of fun stuff. He's got a bigger audience, obviously. I have 2 little kids in the corner that I pay. I'll give you more cookies. But I'll load all of these notes on our Facebook.com/. I love that one.
That's the bigger audience.
That's too funny.
My favorite?
That was easy.
The easy button. Yeah, I've just got all these. But, yeah, be sure to follow our Facebook page, like our Facebook page at facebook.com/SchreckTeck, or tune in on Tuesdays. SchreckTeck every Tuesday. Next week, Rick, it's you and I, and we're going to do some pre-holiday gift tech
Gifts
tips.
are good.
Yeah.
Tammy, a pleasure meeting you and having you on the show. Good luck with the business. I'll probably be in touch with you shortly. So, I've been paying a lot of attention. So
yeah, you're taking notes. Thank you, everyone in the chat room. You guys are always brilliant. And Jeff said he's already following you. He just clicked and found you on Twitter. And thank you, everyone, for staying awake and tuning in and waking up with us. So have a fabulous week.
Goodbye, everyone. Thanks a lot. Bye. Bye, Tammy. Bye, Gina.
Bye.